Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Soundtrack to My Life by Kid Cudi. This is part of my ongoing series where I'm listening to songs that come from albums that are on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The way the series works is I'll do full, review videos for 2, maybe 3 songs from each album, and then I'll go and listen to the rest of the album on my own, and eventually I'll come back and let you know what I thought about it. So, this song comes off of this album, Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon, The End of the Day, which was number 459 on the list. I did read that little about section from Rolling Stone last time. This is now the second song I'm reviewing from this album. The last one I heard was Day and Night, which I read was like a huge release for him, but it's one that I had never heard, right? Previously, I had heard Pursuit of Happiness from him as well. So I can now say I've listened to 2 Kid Cudi songs, and by the end of this video, I can say I've heard 3. So with that, I say we jump right in. Again, this is Kid Cudi, Soundtrack to My Life. Found a really interesting video here. All New Hip Hop uploaded it, but it had like a crazy amount of millions of views, 41 million views. So I figured it'd be a pretty decent version to listen to. So with that, let's jump in. Here we go. Just that graphic is something. It definitely tells you like the rappers who were famous.
I got 99 problems and they all bitches. Wish I was Jigga Man. Carefree living, but I'm not Sean or Martin Louis. I'm the Cleveland nigga rolling with the Brooklyn boy. You know how I be when you start living large. I control my own life. Charles was never in charge. No sitcom could teach Scott about the drama or even explain the troubles that haunted my mom. On Christmas time, my mom Christmas grind got me most of what I wanted. How'd you do it, mom? She caught the toys I would play with in my room by myself while he by himself. He got 2 older brothers, one hood, one good. An independent older sister kept me flying when she could, but they all didn't see the little bit of sadness in me. Scotty, I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all of these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is the soundtrack to my life. The soundtrack to my life. I'm super paranoid, like a sixth sense. Since my father died, I ain't been right since. And I tried to piece the puzzle of the universe. Split an eighth of shrooms just so I can see the universe. I try to think about myself as a sacrifice, just to show the kids they ain't the only ones who up at night. The moon will illuminate my room, and soon I'm consumed by my doom. Once upon a time, nobody gave a fuck. It's all said and done, and my cock's been sucked. So now I'm in the cut, alcohol in the womb. My heart's an open sore that I hope heals soon. I live in the cocoon, opposite of Cancun, where it is never sunny, the dark side of the moon. So it's more than right, I try and shed some light on the man. Not many people of this planet understand. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all of these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is the soundtrack to my life. The soundtrack to my life. It's close to going trying some coke, and a happy ending will be slitting my throat. Ignorance to cope, man. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is love, and I need that shit. If I never did shows, then I'd probably be a myth. If I cared about the blog, then I'd probably be a jackass. Don't give a shit what people talking about, fam. Hate to shake my hand, but I keep the sanitizer on deck. Hope I really get to see 30. Wanna settle down, stop being so flirty. Most of the clean faces be the most dirty. I just eat a thoroughbred cook when I'm hungry. Ass all chunky, brain is insanity. Only things that calm me down, pussy or some Cali treat. And I get both, never truly satisfied. I am happy, that's just the saddest lie. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all of these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is the soundtrack to my life. the soundtrack to my life, 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 yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, not half bad. The beat, the backing instrumentals were to me very reminiscent of Day and Night as well, right? It had that sort of spacey techno feel to it that honestly I kind of dig. I kind of dig. So anyway, let's break the song down like we always do, piece by piece, starting with those lyrics. It does say here a fairly self-explanatory title for the track. Kid Cudi delves into some of the problems he had growing up, the death of his father, and subsequent sadness, loneliness, and depression. Cudi's musical autobiography in 3 straight rap verses. The song dwells on his life and his troubles, the issues nobody can see. He declares that he's choosing to end up uh, about his problems and to use his music to shed some light on his inner self. Okay, there's a lot here. I'm not going to read all of it, but essentially, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? Story of his life. So, I like the reverse on like a Jay-Z lyric here, right? I got 99 problems and they all bitches. I wish I was something, man, carefree living, but I'm not Sean or Martin Lewis. I don't know who those people are. I'm that Cleveland dude rolling with them Brooklyn boys. You know it how it be when you start living large. I control my own life. Charles was never in charge. And is Charles like his actual name? Uh, I also thought Charles Xavier the first time. I'm just seeing what this person uh, from Genius is saying. I also thought Charles Xavier like X-Men. You know how he had like I don't know if he necessarily had mind control, but he at least had like telepathy and stuff, right? So but I thought Charles might be like his actual name, right? Obviously, his name is not Kid Cudi, so I'm like, maybe it's like an alternate persona, but I don't know, maybe not. No sitcom could teach Scott about the dram, or even explain the troubles that haunted my mom on Christmas time. My mom Christmas grind got the most of what I wanted. How'd you do it, mom? So obviously, like, grew up struggling. Mom had to work extra hard just to, probably put food on the table, but of course to still provide some of those nice things like Christmas presents. She copped the toys I would play with in my room by myself. Why he by himself? He got 2 older brothers, one hood, one good, and so that kind of explains why he's by himself, right? He's kind of the younger brother, right? An independent older sister kept me fly when she could, so the older sister helped out, but they all didn't see the little bit of sadness in me, Scotty. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is a soundtrack to my life. So again, kind of being the young kid in the family, the youngest one, the baby, but having that immense sadness, right? Which it sounds like it's pervasive through his music, because what we read about him and his music, in the last song, um, was that he does kind of combine like emo with rap, hip hop, which now that I think about it is super, super popular in a lot of hip hop today, right? And it wasn't, I feel like it wasn't too heard of before probably this, right? So I just think of like, people call it mumble rapping or what have you, but like a lot of the rap that or hip hop that I see that I come across like on TikTok and stuff like that does have a lot of that like sort of emo side to it. But anyway, I'm super paranoid, like a sixth sense since my father died. I ain't been right since, and I tried to piece the puzzle of the universe, split an eighth of shrooms just so I could see the universe. I try to think about myself as a sacrifice just to show the kids they ain't the only ones who up at night. The moon will illuminate my room, and soon I'm consumed by my doom. So again, that sort of memory of his father sort of still haunts him, right? Again, like a ghost. He mentioned sixth sense, um, and maybe turn to drugs, right? Slit an eighth of shrooms just so I could see the universe. Once upon a time, nobody gave a fuck. It's all said and done. My cock's been sucked. Ugh, weird line. So now I'm in the cut, alcohol in the wound. My heart's an open sore, and I hope heals soon. I live in a cocoon, opposite of Cancun, right? Like I am dwelling in my depression. It's the opposite of a beautiful beach vacation. It's like me and my thoughts feeling miserable. Where it is never sunny, the dark side of the moon, so it's more than right I try to shed some light on a man not many people on this planet understand, fam. So I think that man is of course himself, right? At first read I was like, father, no, it's about him trying to shed some light on him, because he, again, probably being as we saw like in Day and Night, like a loner, right? A loner, stoner, whatever. But essentially not really opening up to a lot of people. And again, he mentioned that his family really didn't see that sadness in him at the time. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is the soundtrack to my life. The soundtrack to my life. I'm this close to go, and trying some coke, and a happy ending would be slitting my throat. Ignorance to cope, man. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is love, and I need that shit. If I never did shows, then I'd probably be a myth. If I cared about the blogs, then I'd probably be a jackass. Don't give a shit what people talking about, fam. So yeah, I mean, just straight up, he still feels that, right? That for him, like the best life can get is just dying at this point, right? So that sadness, that depression has really consumed him. Um, and again, like yes, he experiences fame, but like he doesn't care about it necessarily, is what he's saying, right? Because if he did, he'd be a jackass. Haters shake my hand, but I keep the sanitizer on. That's kind of a fun line, right? Like, because haters will, assuming that he's kind of means like a hater will like be nice to your face, right? Shake your hand, smile, whatever. But he keeps the sanitizer on deck because he knows they're a hater. He knows they're a crappy person, right? So, hope I really get to see 30 want to settle down, stop being so flirty. Most of the clean faces be the most dirty. I just need a thoroughbred. And yeah, there it is again, right? Like talking about the haters, like some of those bright, clean faces are the ones who are going to backstab you. I just need a thoroughbred cook when I'm hungry, ass all chunky, brain and is insanity. So he just needs a girl who's like, who's got it all: the looks, the cooking skills, got good head game, all that stuff. So, only things that calm me down: pussy and some Cali trees. So again, he's a stoner. He's established that for sure. And I get both never truly satisfied. I am happy. That's just the satisfied. I think it is kind of funny. Like, hey, these are the only things that calm me, and don't worry, I do be getting them, But I just think it's kind of funny. This still ties back to what I think you hear a lot of in rap, which again is there's a lot of sex involved, which is fine. There's a lot of sex involved in rock and roll too. And pop and all kinds of music, but I just think it's funny. Like you can't just have a song without like, hey, like I gotta get me some, that kind of thing. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. This is the soundtrack to my life. The soundtrack to my life. Yep. All right. I mean, honestly, I think it told a pretty succinct story, and like the about section said, in 3 verses. And yeah, obviously a pretty sad upbringing. It's hard to grow up without a father, and especially if that father meets like an untimely end. And then again, having maybe some good and some not so good role models in your older siblings, that kind of thing. And then again, just living with that depression of struggling to grow up. Childhood trauma is something that we realize has truly come to shape a lot of people's lives, moving forward. And so he's basically singing about this childhood trauma, the song, but it's about his life, and it's something he has to live every single day. So I mean, yeah, I like the way it was written. Really kind of put himself out there, and he said it. He said as much in the song, right, where he's like, "I'm telling you about myself. I'm putting myself out there for you," which I think always takes a good amount of bravery to do. So kudos to him on this one. I'm going to give him 2 big thumbs up for the lyricism. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, I do like his rapping style. It's good. It's good. And then on top of that, I feel like his choruses are usually pretty solid as well, from the 2 that I've heard so far, because I've mentioned before in other rap and hip hop videos that we've done on the channel, but typically the chorus is like my least favorite part of most rap songs. And although this chorus didn't like stand out to me and grab me, like, and I'm gonna come back to listen to this song just for the chorus, it was good enough that it didn't take away from anything else that the song was trying to do. So I've enjoyed that about Kid Cudi, is that his verses are great, like the way that he raps is I'm totally cool with it, but then the chorus as well sounds really good. So with that, I'm gonna give it and the beat was good too. Again, it was reminiscent of Day and Night to me. Again, that sort of like spacey techno electronic feel to it, which I really enjoyed. So honestly, I'll give this one 2 big thumbs up for instrumentation and vocals. And as far as replay value goes, again, I'm still kind of exploring the world of rap and hip hop, and although I think this song was pretty good overall, it's definitely not one of the favorites that I've even heard on this channel. it's one of those that's just kind of like, yeah, it was good, but it's not one of those that grabs me instantaneously. So with that, I think it's still gonna hit the playlist. I just don't know how often I'm gonna listen to it, but at least it makes it. So I'm gonna give it a thumb up for replay value. Overall, a pretty good song and another great entry to this series. And so I think with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next album on the list, which I want to say is Jason Isbell. Yeah, Southeastern, which I've heard a few songs off of already, so it'll be fun to kind of explore that album a little bit more. So definitely stay tuned for that if you're interested in a little bit of country music. Definitely an interesting three-piece swing here, right? Because we started with Lord, right, some modern pop music, and then jumped into Kid Cudi with a little bit of hip hop, and now we're moving into a little bit of country, with Jason Isbell. So just why I really enjoy doing this series. One, because it makes us jump from genre to genre, but on top of that, it makes me step out of my comfort zone, which I always appreciate. So anyway, if you're enjoying the series, definitely consider supporting the channel, like and subscribe, and comment with your requests, because I still take those. You can also check the description to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. And of course, if you enjoyed the music, go support the artists, go listen to their music wherever you can. And hey, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.